Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.
Hello everybody and welcome in to tonight's race. Here the championship round of MCR Motor City Racing of season 5 here at Road Atlanta. Jesse Becker here on the call with you as qualifying is wrapping up. Only a couple more laps to finish as we look on at Nate Benjarowitz finishing his qualifying effort. He's the last car on track before we get ready to get this thing underway. Connor is in the chat as always. Thank you for coming on out, Connor. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of folks watching the season debut of the Door-to-Door Racing League. Also live on the channel, Blake and Christian on that call. But once again, thanks to everybody coming out for the championship race here tonight. I showed it a little bit there before we got started, but I'll bring it up again as qualifying's wrapping up. A little slideshow here for you. It does say season 6, but ignore that. But basically it's breaking down the battles here. There's only a couple of them that are really at risk here tonight. McLean here has a chance of getting passed by Leonard, but it's not too close. Lalonde pretty much has it locked up in the GTD Pro class without something drastic happening. Chris Damkler and Braden Carlson, this is a battle to watch. If something happens to Damkler, he's pretty much given the title to Carlson, and then Casey Catola pretty much has LMP2 locked up unless something drastic is to happen. Of course, once this race does end, we will take a moment to wait and confirm who ends up winning titles for which class. But most of them are pretty settled out, if I'm being real with you. Apologies if there is random silence throughout tonight's race. As usual, I'm getting over being sick, thanks to the kiddo. But well, we're getting these cars gridded up for tonight's race. Pretty stacked field here tonight to decide titles for all of the classes. But folks, it's time for some of the greatest words in motorsports. It's time for the HMS TV starting grid. Give me just a second. Get us hooked up here. Let's see our HMS TV starting lineup. The background is broken, but we're gonna get through it anyways. Row number 1 starting this race out. Holy smokes, there's all sorts of stuff going wrong here. Give me 2 seconds, folks. Yeah, we're going to power through it, and then we'll figure out why that NASCAR thing popped up in the top. But GTP field on the pole of that class, Christopher Damkohler. Next to him is going to be Jimmy Carroll. P3, going to be Nate Benjarowitz and Sam Trotter next to him in P4. Row number 3 is going to be John Sanfilippo and Alan Gullison. Row number 4 has Julian Padilla and Michael iRacing. We get into your LMP2s. Tuan Sharma next to Sean Akins there, front of that class. Row number 6, Casey Catola and Braxton Jarrett. Row number 7 has Richard Danielewski and Trent Blaylock. Row number 8 has Bevan McCombs and Scott Mouse. Row number 9, going to be Jason Denault and Steven Uzak. We get into your GTDs all mixed together here. Caden Parks Miller next to Miguel Torres. Alex Lalonde and Michael Hickman. LaShawn Young Dilworth and Caleb Ulry Mao. Jeffrey Davis, Tyler Mantle. Dennis Daniel, Stephen McLean. Matt Marino, Kyle Schuch. Ian Drennan, Arthur Ramirez. Matthew Elmore and Richard Falco. Drew Leonard and Austin Scott. And that's gonna do it for the lineup here tonight. Go ahead and hit a quick refresh here on our overlay. Get that NASCAR junk out of here in the top corner. Just kidding, it's still gonna pop up. What am I gonna have to do to get rid of this? Lord have mercy. It's always something, folks. Let's get that over here.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out here in MCR for the championship. Chris Damkler leads Jimmy Carroll, Nate Benjerowitz through turns 1 and 2. Nobody has junked it yet. Oh, we do have junk, I believe, towards the back in the GT3s. Ian Drennan going off track. Michael Hickman. Oh, yeah, we've got junk back here. Let's see what we can go back and take a look at here in your GTDs. Oh, it was a parking lot. Not sure who that car is that's the front of that crap, but good Lord. Let's see if we can find where this all started. Yeah, they were just coming through the corner. Looks like a stack up in front of them, and another car gets turned around. They get bumped into. Lord have mercy. A hot start in the GTD class. But everybody seems to get it back going, and we've got a battle for your overall lead. Chris Damkler getting challenged by Jimmy Carroll. Nate Benjerowitz and Sam Trotter not too far behind with this one. They cross the stripe. They head down towards turn 1. Let's get some hot camera action going here. This here is my favorite shot, looking at turn number 5 here. As they go through the S's. Oh no! Nate Benjerowitz is around. I believe that's Damkler goes with him. That's not ideal. Let's go back and take another look. Rewind it a little bit from here. Oh, it looks like Damkler just went a little hard into the corner, takes out Nate Benjerowitz, and ends up getting looped around himself. So that potentially some championship implications, as long as who's the driver that, I don't even know if the driver that he was challenging is even here, if I'm being honest with you folks. Damkler might have already locked it up. Let's bring up your championship battles here one more time. Damkler versus Carlson. Carlson not here. So Damkler's got it locked up for the GTP class. We look at your LMP2s, Casey Catola, your championship leader for that class. Currently running 3rd. Of course, as some of you may know, this is the first MCR race I've called solo, so I'm checking out some of the controls I have at my disposal. See what we can get on the screen for you folks. I know normally Blake Hutchinson has a little bit of driver details on the bottom left, telling you who we're looking at. I can't seem to find those controls anywhere. Regardless, doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to find that, but folks, there's quite a battle going on for your GTD Pro lead. Caden Parks Miller, Miguel Torres duking it out here. Parks Miller, I know he has a couple of class wins here on the season. Miguel Torres trying to reel him in here. We take a look at these three in your class. You can see Torres gained quite a bit on Parks Miller during the last lap. Looks like Parks Miller has extended the lead though this time around. Alex Lalonde not too far behind these drivers here. We got a fight going on in the GTDs briefly. Actually, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, let me fix one thing, folks. It looks like Michael iRacing is driving a GTP. It's only a short little fix here. For some reason in our class list, he was driving a GTD, but we got that fixed up. So now your timing and scoring on the left-hand side makes a little more sense. GTP's on the top with LMP2, then GTD Pro, followed by GTD. That tracks a little bit better. Nope, we've got some drivers upset. Wondering if it has something to do with Ian Drennan going off track. Let's take a look. Oh, man. He's upset there. Sam Trotter kind of gets smoked there going through the S's. Has to straighten it back out. Getting fussed at by the race control for arguing over the radio. Not good. There we go. I figured it out. Now we've got up at the top left, we've got the clock. We're 7 minutes, 15 seconds into this race. And you can see there bottom left, we're watching Braxton Jarrett in the number 95. Currently running 4th place in your LMP2 class, trying to reel in Casey Gatola. Unfortunately for Ian Drennan, likely has damage to fix because he's hit pit lane. John Sanfilippo, he's got a meatball. Something happened to that driver. He's going to have to come down pit lane. Let's see if we can take a look and see what happened. Oh no. Gets smoked there. And yeah, that car is going to need some repairs. Not sure who got into him there. Was it Alan Gullison? Looks like it was. Let's take another look here. Oh yeah. Nowhere to go for that Cadillac driver there. We've got a battle here for your second place in your GTP. Sam Trotter has Julian Padilla breathing down his neck. LMP up 4 spots from where he started. Looking to move up 1 more. As John Sanfilippo gets that damage fixed in pit lane, he's going to have a long road forward. LMP2 right now, Sean Aikens leads that field. Hutchinson Motorsports TV team driver there. Having a great season in the LMP2. Not able to necessarily contend for a championship, but he's had a good run nonetheless, as he's getting challenged now by Tuan Sharma, who makes the pass with the traffic. Bold move from the driver out of India. Sean Aikens not looking to give it up easy. He goes back to the inside. Good battle here for the class lead of the LMP2s here early. Who is going to get it? We go down this long stretch. Tuan Sharma going to take that lead over for that class. Aikens gets a good run through those corners. Gets a little loose coming out. That's right on board with the driver here of the 32 in the LMP2 class. He was getting right to the back bumper of Sharma there. Somehow keeps it off of him each time. Braxton Jarrett, Richard Danielewski side by side. This is for fourth. Fourth in the LMP2 class. Battling right behind him for sixth as well, side by side in the same LMP2 class. That's Bevan McCombs and Trent Blaylock in the background. To the inside goes the 30. Somehow, no contact. And this is a 4-car battle here. There's a good scrap here for the LMP2s. Not really any other close battles in any of the other classes at the moment. So this is where we will keep our eye. Jarrett seems to grow his lead over fifth place throughout this lap, although he's got traffic coming up, so keep an eye on that. We'll take another look, though, at your class lead. Tuan Sharma under some more pressure from Sean Aikens again. Gap only 0.3 of a second. Somebody's upset in the chat. That good old Sam Trotter. Not sure if it's going to still be Ian Drennan, but he is not pleased, whoever the driver is. Bit of a battle brewing farther back in your GTD Pro class. Actually, Tyler Mantle, Kyle Schuch battling it out here. Mantle here in the Ford Mustang, Schuch in the Mercedes behind. Looking to make a pass here any moment. Looks one way, looks the other. Dives to the inside, not given the room. 71 going to hold the spot for now. Sean Aikens, though, right on the back bumper now of the 525 from India. Tuan Sharma. We'll see if Aikens able to do anything here. We'll go ahead and hop on board with Sean Aikens with the HMS TV in-car cam. Looking to the inside now. Aikens takes the class lead back over once again. We'll see if Sharma is going to battle back. Oh, they come up on some traffic there. That's going to be key. That's how Aikens lost the class lead last time. They go side by side one more time here. Aikens retains. It seems like Aikens would be able to build some sort of lead if he could just not run into any GTD cars. This is a great battle, though, here in this LMP2 class. Sharma gets a run. They go side by side. Aikens retains with the inside line. And Sharma has to battle back another time, but don't look now. Casey Gatola has found his way right to the back bumper of Sharma. Of course, Gatola essentially locks up the LMP2 championship by showing up here tonight. Had a consistent season all year. Oh, and Sharma goes off. That's going to let Gatola get by. Just a mistake there from Sharma gives Gatola the spot. He moves up to second now in class. We check on your overall leader, Jimmy Carroll, with a great gap to the car behind. He's got a 7-second lead over the Sam Trotter right now. Of course, we've been keeping an eye on Sean Aikens all night long. Caden Parks Miller leads the way in the GTD Pro. He's got Miguel Torres about 0.6 of a second behind. And Dennis Daniel leads the way in the GTD class, about 4 seconds back to Caleb Ulrey-Mao. With that, folks, in an effort to save my voice, we're going to go ahead and step away. 16 minutes down, 44 to go here from Road Atlanta before we crown some champions here tonight.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Road Atlanta in the MCR Championship race here of season number 5. As we watch Casey Catola fight off Tuhin Sharma here in the LMP2 class. This is your only battle here on the track. As you can see there on the timing tower on the left-hand side, it's highlighted in orange, this gap between Catola and Sharma. Closest battle on the track by far. We'll keep an eye, see if it gets any more exciting than it is now, as it looks like Sharma's going to get a run here. Will he make a move? Not quite yet. We'll go ahead and go through your running order just to keep everybody updated here. Of course, Jimmy Carroll's right here behind these two drivers. He is your overall leader. He's got a massive lead over Sam Trotter here, second place in his class in the GTPs. He's got 11 seconds to make up before he can get to Jimmy Carroll. Julian Padilla currently runs third in class for your GTPs. And then Michael iRacing is going to be in fourth. Alan Gullison runs fifth in the GTPs and overall. Sean Aikens here in the number 32 for Hutchinson Motorsports TV leads the way in the LMP2s. Of course, we've kept our eye on this battle for second and third in the LMP2 class. That's Casey Catola and Tuhin Sharma. Running fourth in class is going to be Braxton Jarrett, and then fifth in class goes to Richard Danielewski. Your GTD Pro class, Caden Parks Miller leads the way, about half a second back to Miguel Torres. Alex Lalonde got some work to do. Oh, and there's been some trouble, it looks like, for Casey Catola, unless he's gone to pit road, but Tuhin Sharma makes the spot up. Sorry to interrupt. Let's see if we can see that pass. Yeah, it doesn't look like it was necessarily intentional, but Catola just goes wide there. Sharma slips right on past. But back to your GT pros. Caden Parks Miller, Miguel Torres, Alex Lalonde, Jeffrey Davis is fourth in that class with LaShawn Young Dilworth fifth in that class. A lot of drivers saying Drivetrain or Motorsport in the bottom left there. As far as the GTDs go, Dennis Daniel leads that class by about 5.5 seconds over Caleb Ulry-Mal. They're in second. Drew Leonard currently third in class. Stephen McLean right behind him. These two technically the points battle for the GTDs, although McLean here in fourth pretty much got it locked up. Fifth in your GTDs goes to Matthew Elmore. Of course, we've got to go back and take another look because it looks like Catola gets back by Sharma. Due to some traffic, Sharma gets held up. Catola takes advantage, got back by him. As we tune in on that battle now. This has been the battle of the race so far between these two drivers, Catola and Sharma, scrapping it out. Of course, before that, it was Sharma and Aikens, until there was a mistake by Sharma, who fell back, and Catola took advantage, got past him. We take a look at the biggest gainers here. Just kidding. It doesn't want to pop up. Not sure why that button's in here. Let's go ahead and take in some of these views here, this battle from the Harpoon Design blimp. Of course, if you're in the market for any oval racing paints, you can head to harpoondesign.com. Paints are going to start you at just $25, which is a pretty good deal. In fact, I just got myself a brand new Sharp Gen 4 paint I'm super excited to be driving around. Of course, it's all HMS TV branded. We switch gears here as we watch through the trees. Julian Padilla, he's under pressure now from Michael iRacing. He's going to be for third place in your GTP class. So we're about halfway through. We'll see if Padilla can hold off iRacing as we bring up the more detailed interval board here. Green means the gap's growing. Red means it is shrinking. While we watch how this battle ends up, we'll keep an eye on this other one. As always, Casey Catola fights Tuin Sharma. Sharma within 0.2 of a second of Catola. Bunch of good battles all throughout the field. We can go back here to Trent Blaylock and Jason Denault. It's going to be for P7 in the LMP2 class. They've got a close battle getting ready to go here. And then we've got one for a class lead. Caden Parks Miller trying to hold off Miguel Torres. That within 0.3 of a second. We'll keep an eye on this battle for now. Torres getting a good run here. We pull up the last 5 laps or so. Torres gained over a second on Parks Miller on lap 18. Lap 20 he's gained about half a second, as well as lap 21. So Torres has been reeling in Parks Miller over the last handful of laps. We turn our attention once again to the battle of the night. Casey Catola and Tuin Sharma, as we got pit stops starting to happen throughout the field. Keep an eye on the timing tower on the left-hand side of your screen. You can see who's in pit lane when. Julian Padilla, Michael iRacing in pit lane for the GTPs. Stephen Uzak for the LMP2s just came out of pit road, and Richard Falco in the GTDs is down pit lane. "23 folks tuned in tonight. Thanks to each and every one of you coming out and watching this championship race. I might not sound super hyped, but as I mentioned earlier, if you were not here for me mentioning it, it seems like I've been getting sick every 2 weeks or so. So definitely was feeling not the greatest over the last handful of days, and my voice is killing me right now. But we're going to get through it. As this battle continues to be a good one. Casey Catola goes off. He made a mistake, just a little simple mistake there. That's going to give the spot right up to Tuin Sharma once again. Let's go back and take another look. And it just seemed to push a little bit wide there. Critical error for the driver there of that LMP2. LMP2 definitely been the class of the battles today. Not much going on in the other ones, to be completely honest with you. As we look at Braxton Jarrett here at 4th place in the LMP2 class, hold off Richard Danielewski right there behind him. As he goes down pit lane, Danielewski follows him right in. Class leader Sean Akins is also in pit lane. Tuan Sharma and Casey Katola staying out at least another lap here. Jimmy Carroll has done his one pit stop for this race, takes the overall lead back over. Dominant performance for Carroll here in the GTP class tonight. Nobody has had anything for him. In fact, there hasn't been too crazy of any sort of battles here in the GTP class. It's been very spread out. The only battles really coming from GTP cars hitting other class cars, if we're being honest with you. Julian Padilla and Michael Irsey battle for 3rd. Got a pretty good... they're pretty close there, so we're going to definitely keep our eye on that. Irsey looks like he's got a good run here. Sharma and Katola now down pit lane, so we'll have to keep an eye on who wins that battle off of pit road for sure. We've got to get a bit of a battle in GTD Pro. Michael Torres right on the back bumper now. Caden Parks Miller, is he going to make a move? Oh no, and a mistake from Parks Miller gives him the spot. Miguel Torres now the class leader in the GTD Pros. We'll see if Parks Miller's wanting to battle back here. Fans cheering on Jeffrey Davis in the chat. Let's take a look at that driver of the 14 Mercedes. Let's go ahead and ride on board for a little bit. As he does a little bit of off-roading there to finish it out, we take a look at the battle for third here in GTP. Potentially heating up again between Padilla and Irsey. These drivers have been scrapping what seems like all race, and we're 35 minutes in. One thing I love about multi-class racing, it's definitely an art. It's not just how fast you are, it's how well you are at navigating traffic, other drivers, the track. I mean, you end up going to challenging places, you know. Like, I've ran the Daytona 24 every year for the past, I believe, 4 years. So I'm at the point where I can race that track specifically like it's the back of my hand. But I've only raced at Road Atlanta myself only a handful or so of times, so you end up going to different places and you got to figure the tracks out, and it's definitely challenging because it's like, oh well, cool, you practiced hot lapping in your class, but now what are you going to do when you come up on this slower class car? Do you know which way to get around them? Do you know how to be safe? So many other things to think about. IRC trying to put good pressure here on Julian Padilla. Not been able to crack him just yet. Battle for GTD Pro heating up again, to no surprise. Caden Parks Miller, we know he's quick. Miguel Torres is quick too, but can he hold off the driver of the 333, Caden Parks Miller? Miller's giving him a shove down the straightaway. He's legitimately bump drafting him here. Looks to the inside. We head side by side to the final corners. Torres holds on to the spot for now. Unfortunately, it looks like Matthew Elmore cutting the grass a little bit, gets her back on track. He's mowing it some more. Driver's just taking shortcuts out there. Uh-oh. Julian Padilla, what has happened to him? He says he's crashed. Let's take a look. That's baffling. Did he just pull off and park it? Let's take one more look here from on board. Oh, wow. Not sure what happened, but as we look on from the Harpoon Design blimp, Julian Padilla just pieced out. Gives the GTP third place right over to Michael IRC rather. And yes, as it says in the chat, make sure you click that like and subscribe button. If you're not aware, we've got a different stream going on the channel right now. The Door-to-Door Racing League making their debut here on the channel. Going to be with us on Sunday nights for most of the year, all the way to November. They're a full season Cup Series league, so be sure to tune into that. But as Miguel Torres tries to hold off Caden Parks Miller, we're going to go ahead and step aside for one more break here with about 20 minutes to go in the MCR Season 5 finale. We'll be right back with you here shortly. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Do what it takes to make you believe.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Road Atlanta for your final 14 minutes before we crown 4 champions here for season number 5. I'm Jesse Becker here on the call with you. Thank you for each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight. We came back to Alex Lalonde and Caden Parks Miller battling it out, but it looks like Parks Miller is going to get the best of that exchange as Lalonde finds himself already fallen back. No necessarily close battles here on the track currently. We'll keep an eye out though to see if those do start to occur. But right here, Jimmy Carroll, and he's leading that GTP class, your overall leader. He is quick tonight. I mean, look at that, folks. On your left side of your screen, he's got a 14-second lead over second place in class Sam Trotter. Michael Irisey, Alan Gullison, Christopher Damclear round out your top 5 in GTP. We look on here at the 32 HMS TV driver Sean Akins leading the way in the LMP2s. He's got a 6-second advantage over second place Casey Catola. Tuan Sharma, Braxton Jarrett, Richard Danielewski round out that top 5. And folks, we've got a battle for 4th between Danielewski and Jarrett. Let's hop on board here with Richard Danielewski. This is one of my favorite parts of the track, not necessarily for any sort of iRacing, but frankly just watching Formula Drift. As they go when they go down that hill for the entry, it's pretty intense, as Connor would say. Alex Lalonde found a way around Caden Parks Miller once again. Looks like Parks Miller ended up off track. Let's take a look and see what happened. Just overdrove it and went for a ride. He's lucky he didn't find that wall. Oh my God, and he almost comes right back onto the track into Lalonde. Wow. That got sketchy. Let's take another look at that ride on. Actually, stay riding on board with Parks Miller here. Golly. That was close. While we are here in the GTD Pros, English is hard sometimes, Miguel Torres leads the way. It was Caden Parks Miller's lead for a while, but he seems to have started making some mistakes. Of course, finds himself back in 3rd in the class. Alex Lalonde 2nd. Jeffrey Davis, fan favorite, in 4th in the GTD Pros. And then LaShawn Young Dilworth rounds out the top 5 of the GTD Pro class. Tuan Sharma and Casey Catola battling one more time tonight in the LMP2s. As if they haven't done it enough already tonight. Sharma takes that spot over. We take a look at the pass here. Looks like Catola just pushed wide. Sharma says, "Don't mind if I do." Catola stays right on the back bumper of Sharma here. Heck of a battle. Less than 10 minutes to go, folks. Better start telling your favorite driver in the chat to get it going, because it's go time. Tonight is when we crown not just one champion, not 2, not 3, but 4. Unfortunately, Caden Parks Miller goes off track again. He's had a rough go of it here. And just finds himself in a bad spot with one of the faster cars. And we've got some frustrated drivers in the chat. Battle about to kick off between Alan Gullison and Christopher Damclear. Damclear was one of your top 3 in the class, if I recall correctly, when he found early trouble, so he's been having to grind his way back forward from the beginning. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Damclear. You can just see how much later in the brake zones he is compared to Gullison. He's just able to gain so much ground in those heavy braking zones. Yeah, if he's not careful, he's going to run Gullison over one of these times. Seven minutes to go. This is your best battle on the track for 4th here in the GTP class. Side by side, looks like Damclear going to take that spot. Gullison doesn't give him much of a fight for it. Says, well, pretty sure you're faster, so you go on by. Something happened to Tyler Mantle. Looks like he must have went for a ride. He's jumped to the pits. Let's go back and see what happened to that driver. Let's rewind it a little bit. Does he have damage here, or is he just calling it quits? Looks like him and somebody else get together here. Oh, that was a pretty solid impact. I believe it was Kyle Schuch. It was. He continues. Mantle does not. He tows his Ford Mustang to pit lane. Well, folks, we don't necessarily have any close battles on the track at the moment. As we keep an eye here on Christopher Damclear, we're going to go back and take a look at the final class that we didn't really go through earlier, but Caleb Ori-Mao right now leads your GTDs. Boy, he's got a 16-second advantage over Dennis Daniel in second. Stephen McLean, likely going to be your class champion, runs third currently. Drew Leonard and Matthew Elmore round out the top 5 in that class. Kuin Sharma tries to hold off Casey Catola here in the LMP2s, as he has tried to do all night, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. This has been the battle of the race between these two drivers. It's been incredible stuff to watch for sure. We'll pull up a more detailed interval screen as Catola is trying to reel him in for sure. Just keep your eye on that gap. And folks, I was wondering what the black flags were next to some of these drivers' names, but I think I've realized what it is now. I think Caden Parks Miller just had to serve a drive-through penalty for having too many incidents, would be my guess. Jeffrey Davis takes advantage, moves up into third in the GTD Pros. I'm sure that's going to get a great reaction from the crowd. Three minutes to go. Katola reeling in Sharma. It's been a great battle between these two all night, as mentioned. In fact, it's the only battle on the track that's within a second of each other right now. As this one's starting to come down to the wire, Katola gets stuck in some traffic. That's going to set him back. He was within 0.2 of a second or so coming into that corner. Sharma plays it perfectly, though, gets around just in time. And Katola gets caught up in traffic to end that battle for the moment. I don't believe this race is over yet. And Caleb Orimau says he's went off track, but it looks like he's going to hang on to the GTD class lead as we check and make sure to see if the white flag is waving or if we've got another time around. White flag is out here tonight. Jimmy Carroll doesn't have much to worry about at all for his class. 17.8 second lead for him. And Caleb Orimau has had trouble. Dennis Daniel is here. That's going to be a battle to keep an eye on. Let's see. Let's just see. They're going to have another lap around most likely here. So we will keep an eye on that. Carroll onto the backstretch now. Daniel takes over the GTD lead from Caleb Orimau. Not sure if Orimau has damage. It would appear he does, because that car is slow compared to what it was before. Coming through the final corners now, Jimmy Carroll gonna take the overall win here in MCR Season 5 finale, but I don't think he's going to be the champion. I think that honor is going to go to the man right here, Christopher Damclear. We take a look at Sean Akins here. He's going to take the LMP2 class win with a pretty dominant fashion. 8 seconds over Tuan Sharma. Casey Katola likely going to finish third here, not able to keep up in the end with Sharma out of India. GTD Pro class is finished. Miguel Torres burns it down. Alex Lalonde, though, likely going to be the champion. Of course, we will verify this before we finish here tonight. He's doing a burnout, so I imagine that's the case. And the final class to finish gonna be Dennis Daniel here in the 19. Caleb Orimau still within a second, but I don't think he's going to have a chance here as they go through the final corners. And across the stripe, Dennis Daniel takes the GTD win here tonight. To any drivers listening, if you are a champion of your class or a winner of your class here tonight, Make sure you're available here in the IMSA voice chat or IMSA winner voice chat so I can interview you if you would so like. With that, we're going to take a break for a few minutes. Casey Catola, if you're tuned in, I'm going to tag you here. You can just double verify that the champions are who we believe they are. And we'll be right back with you in a few minutes. Back live once again here from Road Atlanta. Our champions have been decided, and we will go through them and announce them when we get to them. But for now, we're going to go ahead and interview one of your class winners here tonight. Let me pull it up here. Your GTD Pro class winner, Miguel Torres, is ready to talk. Let's see what he has to say about tonight's race. Hey, Miguel, it's Jesse up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yep.
Oh, man, you bring home the class win in the GTD Pro. You're not going to be the champion, but you still in the season out with a bang. Go ahead and talk about your race tonight.
Yeah, sadly, no championship for us, but I'll take runner-up. Honestly, what a season. I mean, worst result was P2, so really can't complain that much. And yeah, just every race, just doing my own race, just surviving, and that's how you win.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key. Of course, Alex Lalonde does take the title, but you definitely had a strong season. If you have any shout-outs you want to go ahead and give, go ahead and let them rip.
Yeah, shout out to my dad, my mom, my dog, my neighbors, to my island, I guess, my local, yeah.
All right, I hear you, man. Well, congratulations on the class win tonight in the GTD
Thanks.
Pros. Miguel Torres.
Thank you.
And folks, these might be a little bit fast-paced to begin with because we've got several of them I want to go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and look at your GTDs. Class winner Dennis Daniel is ready to chat with us. Of course, he is not your class champion, but we'll go ahead and talk to him anyways, give him a chance here after the class win to talk to the people. Hey, Dennis, it's Jesse up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy, sir.
All right, well, you brought home the class win here in the GTDs after there has to have been some trouble from Caleb Ory-Mao because he had quite a lead, and all of a sudden you were past him there. I don't know if he had damage or what. Can you kind of tell us about that and just tell us about your race here tonight?
Yes, sir. So it was kind of a crazy race. I was nervous going into it. We all practiced, but I saw Caleb coming up on that T3 turn, and I guess he spun out or something because he was stopped on the outside, and I was like, "Oh, this is my chance," and I passed him. And luckily for me, unfortunately for him, I'm sorry for him, but I was able to pass him and secure the dub.
Yeah, a heck of a race for you, bringing home the class win. If you have any shout-outs for any of the people at home, you can go ahead and let them rip.
I want to thank Mr. Kyle Robertson. He coached me for this race, and my mom and my dad and all my teammates. I just want to thank them. They got me into this, so I'm really thankful for all of them.
All right, well, great job tonight, and good job winning your class here in the GTDs, Dennis Daniel.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Strangely enough, none of the folks that won their class happened to win the title for any other classes, but we go ahead and speak to the LMP2 winner, Sean Akins. Hey, Sean, it's Jesse up here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me?
What's up, big man?
Hey, man, how you doing? You bring home the LMP2 class win. A pretty dominant race while Tuan Sharma and Casey Katola kind of battled all night. Go ahead and talk us through your race here tonight.
Yeah, man. I feel really comfortable here. Thought if I could get out front at some point, I'd be able to manage. And man, Tuan and Casey really kept me honest the whole race. I had a pretty good battle with Tuan there at the beginning. Some close moments, some good racing, I thought. And then once I got ahead of them and got a little bit of a gap, was able to watch them battle behind me, and just, I kind of knew with them battling that I could just feel safe and take it easy, and they were going to slow each other down enough to, keep me in a good spot. So, yep, that was good. Nice to get the win at the home track, last win of the season. Yeah, man, moving up to GTPs next season. So, final race in the LMP, go out with a bang. That was pretty good.
Yes, sir, and I want to thank you for being a HMS TV team driver with us this year, and kind of speeding the interviews along. Because boy, I think if everybody's in voice chats, I'm doing 8 of them. So, thank you for joining me here in the booth, and congrats on the LMP2 win. If you have any shout outs you want to give, go ahead and let them rip, man.
Yeah, shout out you guys, HMS TV, for broadcasting this thing and helping us grow. It's been awesome. Shout out to Casey and Johnny and all the MCR boys. It's been good, and I can't wait to see what happens here in the future, man. Thank you.
All right, well, congrats one more time on the LMP2 class win, Sean Akins.
Thank you, man.
All right, one more winner to interview, and that's the man who took home the GTP class in dominant fashion. That's going to be Jimmy Carroll, led the entire way through. Let's talk to him here real quick. Hey, Jimmy, it's Jesse up here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Man, what a race for you. You led the thing pretty much flag to flag from what I could tell. 48 laps led for you. You win by almost 20 seconds. Go ahead and talk us through this race for you.
Yeah, this was my home race here in Atlanta. Been on the track in real life. Just felt dialed, just car felt great. Felt real smooth. Got the job done.
Yeah, pretty uneventful from what I can tell. And yeah, your only competition was Sam Trotter, and he was 20 seconds back. So that thing certainly was locked in, as you say. And, just congratulations on taking home the class win. And if there's anybody you want to shout out that's watching at home, you can go ahead and let it rip, man.
Yeah, shout out to Drive Trainer Motorsports, Show Coat Paint Supply, my mom, my dad, whole family, everybody.
Oh, yeah, you did a great job tonight. And this is just a quick thing for just myself. This is my first MCR race I've really called, other than, just a few times I've popped in here and there. How many Drive Trainer Motorsports drivers are out there for you guys? That seems like a popular team name.
We've got 5 or 6.
Yeah, I hear you. I kept noticing Drive Trainer Motorsports on a lot of drivers out there, so definitely a good presence for you guys. And congrats one more time. You led 48 laps on the way to the win here tonight in the GTPs, and overall, congrats to Jimmy Carroll.
Thank you.
All right, now is the time we start getting into your champions here tonight. Stephen McLean, if you're out there somewhere and you want an interview, just let me know, my friend. Don't see you in the MCR Discord, but I do see this man right here. Popular name on the channel, former HMS TV team driver, finished second in his class tonight, but wins the title on the season. Alex, it's Jesse up here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me?
Hey, Jesse. Yes, I can.
Season 5 GTD Pro Champion. How are you doing, man?
I'm feeling great. I was worried at the start of that race that Miguel and Caden were going to embarrass me, but I managed to reel it back in at the end to at least look competitive on my way out of this season.
Hey, from what I understood, man, you had this thing pretty well locked up coming into the race, but it's still got to finish, or it's still got to feel pretty good to finish here, second place, keeping it a pretty close race. I mean, I think it was one of the closest for all the classes here.
Yeah, it was quite tight to the finish. It was a fun one. It felt like it was coming back to me at the end, and I had a chance, and that always makes for a blast when you feel like you're coming back late.
I hear you there. You did a great job all season, obviously, to make it to the end here with the title. If you got any shout-outs you want to go ahead and let them rip, feel free.
Yeah, I mean, just shout out MCR, this great league. Excited for what we've got in store next season with the big expansion. We're looking down, going to 2 splits. Shout out HMS for putting on a wonderful show each week for us for the last few seasons. And shout out all the guys that I drive with and the people that make this activity a ton of fun and what it is, and drive me to compete, drive me to have fun. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, by the way, thanks for being an HMS TV team driver at one point along the way. I definitely won't forget that.
Absolutely.
But regardless,
that was a blast. That was a much stronger season for me than I know I did wrap the championship up this one, but I stumbled to it here this season.
Well, you did a fantastic job nonetheless. Congratulations on winning your class here in season 5. Good luck going forward, and congratulations one more time, Alex Lalonde.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead, folks, and bring in the man, the myth, the legend. Finished third in his class tonight, but brings home the title, and he runs the show around here at MCR. Let's see what he has to say. Casey Catola, it's Jesse up here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me?
Jesse, what's going on, my man?
Hey, how are you? I mean, you have to be doing pretty good. You got third in the class, but you bring home the LMP2 title here in season 5. How's it feel?
Yeah, always feels good to win a title at the end of the season. Hats off to Sean tonight. Unreal pace. Taheen too. Really, really good fighting, and just kind of took us out of it. Grabbed between ourselves and got a little bit unlucky in traffic, but no, tip of the hat to Sean. He's flying. He always is at Road Atlanta. Yeah, no, really, really good, really consistent season. Always take it.
Yeah, you definitely seemed to be the battle of the night was between you and Taheen there. I mean, it was always seemed to be close between you guys all night, other than the first couple laps.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's really, really fast, really, really consistent. It was either an error on one of our sides, or we'd get through, or catch one of us napping in traffic, and it was just back and forth, and that just pulled us away from Sean, and was just able to kind of coast through. But yeah, really, really fun. Always really, really fun here at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, I love the track personally myself. I don't drive it enough. I need to get out there at Road Atlanta a little more often, but regardless of that, I mean, you finish out a solid season bringing home the LMP2 title here in season number 5 of MCR. If you have any shout outs you want to give it to some folks at home, go ahead and let them rip, man.
Yeah, usual. You guys up in the booth, can't appreciate you guys for what you've done for MCR over the course of the season and past seasons as well. So huge shout out to you guys and the whole crew over at MCR that makes this Sunday night work. Whole staff, all the guys that race there. Super stoked for what the future's got in hold. Season 6, yeah, stoked for it. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, of course, for bringing us along for the ride. One last thing before I do let you go. Do you happen to know if if Steve McLean is anywhere in the Discord. Does he happen to be the one unnamed
He
driver
is
here?
not. Nope, he is not. He's nowhere to be found. Tried messaging him, nowhere to be found, unfortunately. Probably off celebrating.
Yeah, probably already popping bottles. But regardless, he's still got a few minutes to pop in. So if you happen to see him, just have him go to the winner voice chat, and we'll
Yep.
bring him on in.
I'll move him in there for you for sure if I see him.
All right. Well, congrats on the LMP2 title one more time, Casey Catola. Heck of a job, man.
Jesse, thanks, buddy. Appreciate everything you've done all season.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
You too, pal. Yep.
And that brings us to one more final champion to announce. You can't even see him there in your top three. Finished fourth in his class tonight, but fastest lap, started on the pole, just ran into some trouble. Let's see what he has to say after winning the GTP title. Christopher, it's Jesse up here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, Jesse?
Well, you are here with us because you just finished taking home the Season 5 GTP title here in MCR. Go ahead and tell me how you feel.
Oh, what a horrible race. That was a rough one.
Yeah.
I ran the wrong setup on accident. So I was like on a Road America setup the entire night. Couldn't understand why the car felt so much different from practice sessions, and it was just undrivable. So, yeah.
Well, I mean,
lucky I did better earlier in the season because tonight was not it.
I don't know if you know, but you still set the fastest lap in your class with the wrong setup on, so there was definitely some speed to the car.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got lucky Braden didn't show up tonight, or he would be in here talking to you right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just about announcing earlier in the race that it was going to be a battle between you and Braden Carlson, and then I was like, oh crap, Braden isn't even here. Well, Christopher's going to be a champion at the end of the night, so congratulations for you for that with the GTP championship.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
If you have any shout outs you want to give to any of the fine folks at home, now's the time. Let them rip.
Yeah, shout out you guys. You sponsored me this season. I appreciated that. Harpoon Racing, Sheboygan Flyers, all the good boys and girls here in this league. It was another fun season.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being an HMS TV team driver throughout this thing. It's been a blast having you, and congrats on the title, bringing home some gold.
Thanks, Jesse. Have a good night.
You as well, man. All right, folks. Well, there's going to be one driver that we unfortunately doesn't seem like we're going to be able to chat with. And it seems like we're not even going to be able to get any nice scenic shots for you. I think the session might already be over somehow. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. But regardless, thanks to each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. Still 15 of y'all watching through the interviews. Can't appreciate that enough. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Congratulations to all our champions and all our class winners. Of course, to recap your champions, Christopher Damcler takes home the GTPs. CK takes home the LMP2. Alex Solandi for GTD Pros. And Steve McLean, the only one not to be interviewed, he takes home the GTD Championship. So congratulations to him. And folks, well, that's going to sign us out for the final time here for MCR Season 5. And MCR has found a different team for Season 6, so we wish them all the best going forward here. And we thank them for the multiple seasons of some fun IMSA action here on HMS TV. If they're still going on, make sure to hop over to the other stream where we've got the door-to-door racing league at Daytona. Not sure if that race is over yet. They still might be going. I know they started well before us, so hopefully they've got it wrapped up at least soon if it's not already over. And then, of course, tomorrow night, no race on the schedule. Flame Dogs Racing League, Wills America Racing Cup Series is over. And with that, tune in Tuesday night. I should be on the call once again for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.
42 right there with him. Smokes him. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk. It's a parking lot. They door slam each other. Checkered flag in the air. It's gonna be too close to call. Oh, he just...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop the outro. Steve McLean has joined the winner voice chat. Let's bring him in just for a quick second. See what he has to say. Steve, it's Jesse here in the HMS TV booth. Can you hear me? Holy smokes, man. You were last second there. I was running the outro and I saw you pop into the Discord. So we'll go ahead and give you your TV time here as you're a GTD champion. How does it feel? Yeah, you ended up finishing third in the class, so that's got to feel pretty good. It was a pretty close race there at the end, finishing within 3 seconds of the leader, so you did exactly what you needed to do, and you come away a champion. Well, congratulations to you on that. If you got any folks potentially watching at home and you want to give them a shout-out, now's the time. Let them rip. All right, well, congrats one more time, Steve McLean on the GTD title. Yeah, man. Later. Man, he was last second. I was rolling the outro, and it was like a record scratch moment. I'm like, well, we got to chat with him. But thanks again for tuning in. That's going to do it here at HMS TV. Y'all have a wonderful night.
42 right there with him. Smokes him. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk. It's a parking lot. They door slam each other. Checkered flag in the air. It's gonna be too close to call. Oh, he just got smoked. Oh my goodness! Turned. He got dumped in the IMSA Racing. Caution is out. Oh! He's dead. Doing each other with their junks and checkered flag in